Hello and welcome to another Starcraft 2 beta commentary. This is WTii here, bringing you a 1v1 on the map Blistering Sands. It's between myself as the red Terran versus oNoo as the blue Terran. Now, this is an interesting game because it gets pretty crazy. I'm not a very confident Terran player, I'll give you that, and I do make plenty of mistakes, but it's certainly funny how things turn out in this game, but I'm not going to say any more than that. Pretty standard builds so far. Barracks, supply depot, block in there, etc, etc. I go for what looks like an earlier command center than he does. By command center I mean orbital command, so I can start bringing out the mules. He's got a good harass there because he scouts. This is why I almost regret picking random, because they always scout, and if you have that you can pretty much be... I should have been more prepared for that, because they're always going to scout. Some of them scout right at the start of the game because they're that damn paranoid because you're random of what you're going to be doing. Whether you're 6-pool Russian or something, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, that didn't slow me down too much because I could just spend my resources elsewhere. I built an engineering bay, but yeah, I don't really know what I'm going to be doing with it. I just built it because I couldn't use resources. I've done not the best things, but there we go. So what to say really? What to say? I guess 2 players, 2 different strategies is a good way to start with this. Terran versus Terran is a tricky one. Now, when it's Terran versus Terran, whenever I get Terran, I almost always try to cheese it, but I didn't in this game. Because the reason why I cheese it is because I hate this matchup. I think this is probably the most horrible matchup to play. Zerg versus Zerg, it's pretty bad. But Terran versus Terran, I never feel comfortable playing it because I'm not comfortable playing Terran. So we can clearly see he's going for Marauders, which is obviously a very standard build, since most Terrans do like their Marauders. Whereas I'm going to be going Marines, getting myself a factory, and later on I'm going to be planning to put on a couple of starports, because I was going to decide to choose it after all, or try and choose it at least, and get myself some air, because air's easy to control, and if you can, it's easy to manipulate as well. I mean, if with Banshees, they've got quite a large range, so if you can get away with it, you can really pull back, hit pull back, hit pull back, hit pull back, and do so much damage without even barely being touched. If you know what you're doing with them. It's not rocket science, it's not that hard, it's just they've got a lot of room to be manipulated and toyed with, so they're quite fun to play around with, I think. So I'm not doing it just for the cheese, I do it for the fun. I think it's more fun than just building up a huge bio-ball army and then attack moving. So yeah, 2 Marauders are coming in to investigate, and that's lucky for me because I just got my bunker in time. If I did not have that, I probably would have lost the game already. Now I've got to repair that bunker, and then I know that he's going to be going for my SCV whilst I'm repairing it, so I deliberately bring that one back and bring in a couple of extra ones. That means that he's basically will not be able to get in. So yeah, remember that. If you are repairing your bunker, pay attention to the fact that he will move slightly more further up the ramp so that he can reach your SCVs and kill them. So just be prepared to pull them back if you ever do the same thing. So what's his thinking at the moment? Is he going to try and take out my destructible rocks? I think so. Marauders are awesome for this because obviously they have 10 damage normally and then 10 versus armoured, and since almost everything in this game is armoured, units that have plus damage to armoured get all the, you know, they get so much for their worth, their cost, because look at that, he's slicing through these rocks way faster than any other unit really would be doing, apart from possibly an Immortal. But then again, they're a lot more expensive. So he's only got 5 Marauders, and these destructible rocks are about to go down already. I did know he was going to go for that. That's why I'm going to be salvaging this bunker. I was fully aware of that. I just had to basically hope that it'd take a bit longer to get through it, because I want to get my Banshees out. If I can get my Banshees, I might be able to turn around this battle. Is one going to get out just in time? I pull back some SCVs just to stop him. Oh, he's going to run away from this. Now, I don't know if that's the right decision or not. There's 2 ways to look at it. As you can see, Marauders aren't exactly the slowest units in the world. So yeah, I'll lose track there. I should have kept my Banshee on him. But even if I kept my Banshee on him all the way they're running back, I could probably kill 2 to 3. Maybe 4 if I was really lucky, Marauders, but he'd still be able to get the majority of them back home. So I think running back was the best thing to do, although he could have obviously stayed in my base, killed whatever SCVs he could have done, and then lost them all to a Marauder. In fact, I would suggest that's the best thing to do. Sacrifice the Marauders, because they're not going to be much use versus air anyway. Screw it. Send them into your base if you're in the same situation as him, and you see I've gone air, etc. You've got Marauders, but he's decided to save them and obviously get himself Vikings instead. I don't know which way is really right. I don't think there's necessarily a wrong or right way about this. It's just different ways to do it. But I think the best way would have been to sacrifice those Marauders, kill whatever SCVs you possibly could do, and damage my economy. But yeah, doing what he did, he basically kept at least most of his Marauders alive, so he can keep the pressure on with ground, as well as having the Vikings to deal with my air. So now I'm going to have to start pumping out Vikings, and my Banshees become somewhat useless now due to the Vikings that he has. That's the problem, unfortunately, with bothering to go Banshees first. Because if they get Vikings quick enough, then your Banshees are almost useless. Now what I have done is I've brought out a whole load of SCVs. Now this is going to be pretty much the key to me doing so well in this game, to be honest, is SCVs. A good bunch of them, 10 or so will be enough. Keep them in a group if you like. And keep them around your mechanical units, such as Vikings, Banshees, etc, etc. And have auto repair on. All you need to do, select your SCV, right click on repair, and that will turn it onto auto repair. So it looks like I'm going to have to, I don't know, can I do much harass here? He's getting himself missile turrets up. But yeah, as I was saying, keep the auto repair on and keep the SCVs nearby your mechanical units. That way you can keep your mechanical units alive. So if you've got 2 Vikings versus his 2 Vikings, if you've got SCVs under those Vikings auto-repairing, then you know you're going to get away with it. I decided to go ground mode there to avoid the last 2 hits, and I wanted to see whether I could go into siege mode and then hit him, but obviously that didn't work out for me. I didn't know whether that would work. That's like the first time I've tried that, and obviously it doesn't, so next time I won't bother doing that. But he's going to keep an SCV underneath that Viking, I believe, to repair it. See, he's doing the same thing. He's taking my strategy now. He's stealing it. But that's fine, because we're all here to learn at the end of the day. So yes, SCVs are awesome with mechanical units, and Terran have a lot of mechanical units. So yeah, if you've got enough resources, like minerals that I do, you can pretty much afford to leave like, you know, 8 or so SCVs on your mechanical units off the mineral lines and actually repairing. Now that's really unfortunate timing for me, considering how close that command center was going up. So I've lost a couple of SCVs there. And now he's going to be putting on more pressure, stopping me from really getting that command center going up. So I'm going to have to bring in a bunch of SCVs, am I? No, I haven't. This is going to be close. Luckily, it was close enough that he's backing off, because I need him to back off. He's got himself tanks now, with siege mode. Now, a lot of Terrans do this in TBT, except they get tanks earlier. It's only that he's gone Vikings because he saw that I got air so fast. So that was fortunate for him, rather than investing in too many tanks. But a lot of the time, a Terran would go, say, Marine Marauder tanks and try and push once they got 1 or 2 tanks. And that's generally a good strategy. But I like to try and cheese it and get straight to air. So my Banshees are going to mop up the ground here, not a problem. But I don't have enough Vikings, so I'm going to have to get my SCVs underneath that Viking. You can see it's getting repaired, so it can basically take on the 2 Vikings that exist. But unfortunately, it's not going to be able to take on 4 Vikings, even though I've got like, you know, 7 SCVs underneath repairing it. It's too much. Oh, that was interesting. I wonder if that... Oh no, that was the Marine. That really helped, having the Marine there. Yes, get yourself Marines if you've got too many minerals. That's what I should have done. But I'm not going to lie or anything. This is not a very smooth game whatsoever. This is a bizarre game, and that's why I'm uploading it, because it's quite crazy how things turn out in it. And I thought it's quite fun, really. So you're not going to get an expert game here, I'm telling you that for sure. But you will get an interesting game. So yes, now I'm reacting way too late. I should have been making Marines probably about a minute or 2 minutes ago. You know, to deal as soon as I saw the Vikings. That way, if he ever does bring his Vikings into my base to fight my air, I've also got Marines on the ground, basically warding him off. He's not going to want to fight my Vikings, even if there's 2 Vikings versus 2 Vikings. And then I've got Marines to back me up, because he's always going to lose.